This is a True Crime in Real Time update from True Crime Today and the Hidden Killers podcast.
The allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs have erupted into a legal and cultural maelstrom, exposing a sprawling web of accusations that challenge the integrity of the entertainment industry. Once hailed as a titan in the world of hip-hop, Combs now faces claims that his actions may have harmed hundreds, with lawyer Tony Buzbee suggesting the number of potential civil cases against the mogul could exceed 300. This revelation underscores a decades-long pattern of alleged abuse, coercion, and systemic exploitation, bringing into sharp focus the broader questions of accountability and power dynamics within celebrity culture. Since we opened the door for victims to come forward in October, our office has received around 3,000 calls, Buzbee stated during a recent press briefing. The final number of cases might fall between 100 and 150, but the stories we're hearing paint a harrowing picture of exploitation and terror. To date, 20 lawsuits have been officially filed, alleging incidents that span multiple states, including New York, California, and Florida. According to these filings, many victims claim they were given drinks spiked with drugs before being subjected to acts of abuse at exclusive gatherings orchestrated by Combs and his associates. These allegations have begun to erode the carefully curated image of one of music's most celebrated figures. In response, Combs' legal team has vehemently denied the accusations, dismissing them as unfounded and motivated by financial gain. These are shameless publicity stunts, a spokesperson for the musician declared. They're designed to exploit fear and extract payments from celebrities who are terrified of unfounded rumors. Currently detained at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the 55-year-old music producer awaits his trial scheduled for May 2025 while pleading not guilty to charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and facilitating prostitution. The legal filings go beyond Combs' personal denials to paint a disturbing narrative of systemic abuse. Central to the allegations are events described as freak-offs, elaborate parties allegedly orchestrated by Combs that victims claim devolved into grotesque spectacles of exploitation. The lawsuits allege that many of the participants were coerced into compliance through blackmail, threats, and physical violence. Some of the most troubling claims involve minors who reportedly suffered in silence for years, silenced by a combination of societal stigma and fear of reprisal. Buzbee has characterized these accounts as indicative of a culture of impunity, one that shielded powerful figures from accountability. The legal saga has grown even more complex with the involvement of other high-profile individuals. Among them is Jay-Z, who has been implicated in a parallel lawsuit accusing both him and Combs of sexually assaulting a minor during an after-party in 2000. Jay-Z has categorically denied the allegations, accusing Buzbee of extortion. "I have no idea how you've come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Buzbee, but I promise you I've seen your kind many times over," the rapper said in a public statement. These counter-allegations have further fueled public scrutiny, as two of the most iconic figures in music find themselves at the epicenter of an unprecedented legal and moral reckoning. Tony Buzbee's reputation as a polarizing yet formidable legal figure has only added to the media frenzy. A former Marine turned high-powered attorney, Buzbee's career has been marked by headline-grabbing cases, including those involving Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. His unapologetically aggressive and media-savvy approach has earned him both admirers and detractors. Critics label him as opportunistic, while supporters laud his commitment to amplifying the voices of marginalized victims. "We're a society where we typically don't believe the accuser," Buzbee remarked during a recent press conference. "We blame the victim and, by extension, their advocates. That must change." While Buzbee builds his case, Diddy's life behind bars presents a stark contrast to the opulence that once defined his world. Reports from the detention center depict the fallen mogul engaging in recreational activities with fellow inmates while grappling with the implosion of his public and professional life. Despite Combs' assertions of innocence, the evidence outlined in the lawsuits paints a damning portrait of a man who allegedly leveraged his fame and influence to perpetuate a culture of exploitation. The lawsuits describe a calculated network of enablers who facilitated and concealed these alleged abuses. Claims of blackmail, physical assaults, and even arson further underscore the extent to which power and fear were weaponized to silence dissent. For many victims, the pursuit of justice has been a long and grueling process, but the growing momentum behind these cases offers a glimmer of hope for systemic change. The broader cultural ramifications of these allegations are impossible to ignore. The accusations against Diddy are emblematic of a deeper societal issue, one that has historically allowed powerful figures to act with impunity. If the projections surrounding these cases hold true, the resulting trials could rival some of the largest scandals in recent history, forcing a reckoning across industries. Beyond the question of Diddy's guilt or innocence lies a more profound inquiry. Who enabled such behavior and what systemic failings allowed it to persist for so long? Public interest in the case remains fervent, with each new court appearance and revelation dominating headlines. The entertainment industry's silence has been deafening as insiders grapple with the potential fallout. Privately, many within the industry acknowledge the ripple effect of these allegations, which have prompted some to reevaluate their own complicity in perpetuating a culture of silence. Meanwhile, victims' advocates argue that these lawsuits represent a crucial step toward accountability, not just for Combs, but for an entire system that has historically failed to protect the vulnerable. As the trial date approaches, anticipation continues to build. The courtroom proceedings are expected to be both explosive and deeply consequential, with high-profile testimonies and potentially damning evidence likely to take center stage. For the victims, the trial represents an opportunity for validation and closure. For Diddy, it is a fight for his freedom and legacy. And for society at large, it is a moment to confront uncomfortable truths about power, privilege, and justice. The echoes of this case will undoubtedly reverberate far beyond the courtroom, shaping the future of accountability in the music industry and beyond.
In a world where the darkest secrets lie just beneath the surface.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence says otherwise.
Where hidden killers roam, unnoticed, in the shadows.
I think you would definitely be looking at a blend of toxic, very bad narcissistic personality traits, and they will be vengeful and possibly resort to violence.
Join Tony Buzbee as he uncovers the truth behind the most chilling cases.
They said it was an accident, but the evidence clearly says otherwise.
Each episode, we dig deep into the minds of those who commit the unthinkable.
To your point on narcissism, he thinks in his own mind how witty he is.
Yeah.
But he lost that jury. I was done with him in 2 minutes.
From unsolved mysteries to infamous crimes.
Geez, you've just talked about how you've taught yourself how to do everything under the sun. I bet you did a YouTube video, how to best kill somebody with a knife.
Hidden Killers with Tony Buzbee takes you where few dare to go.
How does someone with such a dark secret go unnoticed for so long?
With multiple new episodes every single day.
We're not just telling stories, we're seeking justice.
Listen now on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Hidden Killers with Tony Buzbee.